Hi guys, this is Aerogarden review for 50 days. Aerogarden review for 50 days. For the tomatoes. These are beefsteak tomatoes. These ones, I'll show it to you. These ones, okay? Beefsteak tomatoes. They're actually much bigger than these, but these are beefsteak tomatoes, okay? And this is the Aerogarden review for 35 days for the herb garden. Aerogarden review for 35 days. So far so good. And I was actually going to show you guys the Roma tomatoes that I planted, that I transferred outside. These are Roma tomatoes that I transferred outside. But I got a question from one of you guys that if you could grow your big tomatoes, your Roma tomatoes and your beefsteak tomatoes inside the farm, in the Farm Excel. I personally haven't grown the big tomatoes in my farm because once when they outgrow, I tend to transfer them out. Because the thing with big tomatoes is that they need more branches. They need more space to grow because they're big, they're heavy, so they need more branches to grow. But since you guys are asking me this question a lot, that if you can grow your tomatoes inside the farm, I'm going to try to grow these beefsteak tomatoes inside my farm. I will keep trimming them until I have flowers and then until I have some production of tomatoes before I transfer them out. And I will, instead of me showing you the tomatoes that I transferred outside, the Roma tomatoes that I transferred outside, I will actually grow Roma tomatoes in the farm, and I will show you how they produce tomatoes inside the farm. Now the question one of you guys asked was if you can grow the big tomatoes in Farm Excel. You can grow the big tomatoes in Farm Excel because the Farm Excel has much more length compared to the farm. If you're going to grow the big tomatoes in the farm, I would have to keep trimming them until they start growing. But in the Farm Excel, there's much more space, there's much more length, so you can grow the big tomatoes in it, okay? But since you guys keep asking me this question, how the tomatoes survive in the farm by itself, how their growth is, I will try to grow these beefsteak tomatoes, and I will also plant Roma tomatoes, and I will grow those in here, and I will show it to you how the production of big tomatoes happens inside the farm, okay? And yes, with the question where you asked, one of you guys asked me if you can grow the big tomatoes in Farm Excel. Yes, you can grow them in Farm Excel because the height is much more compared to the farm, okay? And I will try to grow these in my farm to the best of my ability, and when they outgrow, then I will transfer them out. But I will grow them until they have some production of tomatoes so that I can show it to you guys, okay? Alright, and this is the Aerogarden review. And the tip for today is, now usually the tomatoes, when they come out, by 55 days they start to come out. By 92 days they start to ripe, okay? The tip for today is, I actually grew these celery. I got this from the grocery store, and so don't throw your celery out. And look how much roots it grew, you know. So the tip for today is to put your celery inside the water and then let the roots grow and then transfer them in the mud. Okay. Another thing I mentioned in the last video, but I forgot to tell you guys, was I was struggling with cilantro, and it took me 33 days for it to actually sprout. So what I wanted to tell you guys was, you keep putting the food underneath here until it sprouts, but wait until 33 days. You give it some time for it to grow, okay? And this is the review. 35 days for the herbs, and this one is actually 50 days, okay? So once when the tomatoes come out and they start to ripe, I will make another video, okay? Alright, thank you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up.